Hey everyone, it is Thanksgiving, Monday, October 10th. The time is just after 1 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 13 degrees Celsius. And I am here in Dundas Square, just across from the Eaton Centre. And there's an entrance to Dundas Station. And for this one, since not a whole lot is open today, I thought I'd go take a walk through the Eaton Centre. So I'm just going to cross the street here at Yonge and Dundas. Thanksgiving here in Canada is held on the second Monday in October. And it dates back, I believe, to the 1860s. There's definitely a much lighter crowd than you normally see at this or in this area. So I'm going to walk through, I think, 3 levels of the Eaton Centre, and I might even make a retail purchase on the way. And then I'm going to head over to City Hall, and I'm hoping to do a live stream. And I came through here a few weeks ago in a video, and I walked south and I went through Nordstrom. So just not to duplicate that effort, we'll head down here. And where this H&M is, it used to be a Club Monaco way back when. Excuse me. And there's an entrance to Dundas Station. All right, maybe we'll head down and check out the food court. As you can see, there are multiple levels. This side used to be occupied by an Eaton's department store, and that later became a Sears. And now it's a Nordstrom, and they've divided up some of the levels that used to be occupied by the department store and turned them into retail. And there used to be 2 food courts in here. They sort of merged them into one large mega food court called the Urban Eatery. And this is where you would use the restroom if you're looking for a clean spot to go. There's not too many clean public spots in this area. And I guess it's lunchtime, it's just after 1. The food court's quite packed. And back before they reconfigured the food courts, I remember I used to come to the food court on this end, as just over in that direction, there used to be an Arby's. And you won't find too many of those in the entire province, and none in the city of Toronto, unfortunately. It's pretty much the usual assortment of chain fast food places. There's a KFC here, a New York Fries, Jimmy the Greek, A Timmy's, an A&W. I probably should have came here before I started recording. I haven't had lunch yet. Koryo Korean barbecue. A Thai Express, a McD's. There's a Sport Check over there. And what used to be an Aroma Cafe looks like it's turning into a Gongcha. And I mentioned I might need to make a retail purchase. I was hoping on doing a live stream. And when I stream, I use an iPhone, and I forgot the microphone adapter. The silly 3.5 millimeter audio jack to lightning connector. So I'll see if I can swing in either the Apple Store or Best Buy and pick one up. I went to Dollarama just before the stream because I've seen them there before, but they didn't have any. There's a stretch of stores I skipped. So this is walking south towards Queen Street. I have never seen that store before. I couldn't even tell you what it is. Looks like maybe a bubble tea shop. There used to be a big Microsoft store just here on the right. Now there's a B2 and a Bath and Body Works moving in. A Nike store right next to their competition, an Under Armour store. Cell phone case store. I guess you don't need a running commentary of what every store is. But the Eaton Centre is undergoing quite a bit of renovation, as you can see up near the ceiling. And it looks like they're going to be putting in a massive Adidas store right here. I'm not sure what was in that spot before. I'm not really a connoisseur of shopping malls. There's La Sanza, that's kind of like a Canadian Victoria's Secret. You can buy some fancy chocolate. And towards this end is where the food court used to be. These have been popping up all over the city. I saw one on Yonge Street that had a rather long lineup the other day. I think it was yesterday, actually. And straight ahead used to be a food court before they reconfigured them all. Then later it became like a food market. It was actually a pretty good spot to go for lunch. And I think the pandemic restrictions killed that off. And just around the corner here should lead you over to Queen Subway Station. I'd say it's probably a good day to come to the mall. It's not very busy. Canadians aren't as into Thanksgiving as Americans are. I have a list here of what's open. Public transit, GO Transit will be on a Sunday schedule, as will the TTC, except that service began at 6. The Hockey Hall of Fame, the Toronto Zoo, the Science Centre, Ripley's Aquarium, and movie theaters are open. And Vaughan Mills Mall will be open. Square One, a large mall in the city of Mississauga I've recorded through before, will be open. The Eaton Centre, and for some reason on this list, Rabifine Foods is mentioned. So I think that means Yorkville, or rather Yorkdale, a large mall up on the university side of Line 1 won't be open. And there's the entrance to Queen Street. So when I hit the Apple store, maybe I'll pop in and see if they have one of those dongles. I already have 2, but what's one more? That lets me stream with better audio. Oh, here's the store. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, let's not record in there. But I am gonna go in and see if they have the dongle. So let me just turn the camera off and I will be back hopefully in a minute with what I need. All right, so mission accomplished. $10 wasted on a stupid dongle that shouldn't have to exist in the first place. But of course, that is the Apple way. Thanks, Apple, for starting a very disturbing trend of removing the audio jack from portable electronics. Oh well, they were pretty friendly in there at least. Although the one guy, his payment terminal didn't work. So I had to go line up and talk to another guy. And he was like, oh, Samsung Pay. And he didn't know if that would even work on his terminal. Like, okay. Hey, Victoria's Secret's not open today. I don't think I noticed any other stores being closed. And you could head over to Yonge Street out that way. And on the other side, you could out towards Nathan Phillips Square, and that's where I'll be heading. But I need to finish this stroll of the Eaton Centre first. And the reason I need this thing, or at least I want to use it, is it lets me use my external microphone instead of the iPhone's microphone when I live stream, which doesn't sound very good. And things like wind noise sound particularly bad if you don't have a microphone with some sort of wind muff or foam cover. So we were just down there. So I'm going to hit this escalator straight ahead and turn around, and we'll walk back along a level with a lot more fancy stores, I guess you could say. There's a Dynamite. There's a few of these Call-It Springs. And back when I was working in an office environment, this was like my go-to store for shoes that fit that environment, that didn't break the bank, and were also comfortable. And there is Nordstrom. All right, I said I wasn't going to cut through Nordstrom, but we'll do it. It's only going to take a minute. I'll finish this leg of the mall. This, I believe, used to be part of the department store. Urban Customs. There's a Japanese-themed confectionery store with some cosmetics. There's one of the very few remaining David's Tea locations. They used to be all over the city. And I think they folded up around the same time that Starbucks was folding up Teavana. Broadway fashion. They are hiring. Maybe I should apply. Hi, I wear mostly clothes purchased from Amazon and things that have been in my closet for at least 10 years. I'm very qualified to work at a fashion store. So earlier I came down this escalator and I went around the bend and hopped down into the eatery. People don't always follow the convention, walk left, stand right. I guess it's a shopping mall, no one's really in a hurry here anyways. So I'm going to cut through the Nordstrom, go right by the Samsung store. There's a security guard staring at me. I'm going to keep the camera pointed off in that direction. And Uniqlo, a store I first discovered when I lived in Korea. I remember going to their store in Gangnam, around the corner from where I lived, and buying a pair of jeans. And they cut it for you in the store while you wait. And I remember thinking, well, how are returns going to work? Well, somehow they still take them back. Not that I've ever returned a pair of jeans. So this is Nordstrom, a fairly new entrant into the Canadian marketplace. There's also a large Nordstrom rack just up Yonge Street at Yonge and Bloor. That's kind of their equivalent to a Marshalls or Winners. It's a little pricier. And we've got Yonge Street on the left and Trinity Square on the right. All right, let's walk this level over to the other side. There's a Zara. I think there used to be a bar just up top called Lime Ricky's. And straight ahead, hanging from the ceiling, there was some candy geese flying as part of a very famous piece of artwork. I think it was called Flight Stop. I think the artist was Michael Snow, and that went up in 1979. And that does not appear to be there right now. If you know what's happening to that, fill me in down in the comments. Maybe they're just repairing the work or the roof. And there's Club Monaco, Kate Spade, Hugo Boss, Babaton, a BTS pop-up store. I got dragged to one of those on my last vacation in Seoul, and that was a rather ridiculous experience. It is really quiet up here. What is this store? There's Michael Kors. I associate that brand more with winners than anything. Psycho Bunny. Whenever you see a store in a mall that has very high cost per square foot and their merchandise isn't very efficiently laid out, you know it's stupidly expensive. And just on the right is where the Apple store used to be. There's a Coach if you're into overpriced handbags. Arc'teryx. And this store will be getting very busy in the coming months. Used to get a pretty neat view from this vantage point. Now all we have are construction scaffolding. And now I'll walk across the new-ish pedestrian overpass. And we have just left the Eaton Centre, and it'll be into Saks Fifth Avenue and Hudson's Bay. There's Old City Hall just over there. And the view towards Yonge Street. Now it looks like some TTC constables are answering a call. I actually feel a slight bounce in the floor of this overpass. Well, it looks like they've changed the layout. There used to be some very expensive shoes right here. I would often try to guess the cost of them. I don't think it's worth the effort to walk over there to check out some designer label shoes. If that's your thing, this is not the channel for you. Well, it looks like they've blocked off that escalator. Well, the exit should be on this floor anyways. It smells very fragrant in here. This cannot be healthy for the long-term health of the people working in this floor. Whew. Just the stink of chemicals. So on that side is the Hudson's Bay. Now it looks like we have a signal and I need to cross here. Because they have closed off the sidewalk in that direction over towards Bay Street. So for this last part of the walk, I'm just going to be walking a block or so over to Nathan Phillips Square. And I'll be setting up and doing a live stream. I might actually grab a hot dog and get some lunch in me before I do that. There's Old City Hall. There's almost a strange quietness to the streets today. This would normally be a fairly bustling and vibrant area.
It's a very much.
And there does not appear to be any events set up at Nathan Phillips Square. And there's less food trucks than normally out. Anywho, here we are. The Toronto sign, new City Hall, Old City Hall. So I hope you enjoyed this walk on Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there's a super thanks button appearing below these videos.
It's like some sign that's like telling you what to do.
I don't want to photobomb someone's picture. All right, Thank you for watching, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.